Good morning, students. Now, first we have told that if we cut the cross section of anther, mature anther, it is made up of two main parts. First part is the anther wall that we have discussed. The four distinct layers are present, which is present around the anther cavity. Now, second anther wall we have discussed in detail and their functions also. Second part is called the anther cavity. The anther cavity is filled with microspores in young stages or with pollen grains at maturity. The meiotic division of microspore mother cells gives rise to the microspores which are haploid in nature, and that is present in the anther cavity. Now, third part is also present, which is also called the connective. It is a column of sterile tissue surrounded by the anther lobe. It possesses vascular tissues. It also contributes to the inner tapetum. Now come to the diagram. We can see this is the connective tissue which is present between the anther lobes. So that is the connective tissue. Its main function is supplying the vascular tissues, and it is also providing the tapetal tissues in the anther lobes. Now next part we will be moving, which is called the microspores and pollen grains. Here the difference between microspores and pollen grains. First part, microspores are immediate product of meiosis of the microspore mother cell. That is called the microspores. But pollen grains are derived from the microspore. After further development of the microspores take place and gives rise to the pollen grains. Second difference, the first difference. Second difference. Microspores have protoplast surrounded by a wall which is yet to be fully developed, but the pollen protoplast consists of dense cytoplasm with centrally located nucleus, and the wall is surrounded by two layers. Microspore is surrounded by one layer with protoplast present, but pollen grains, it is having centrally located dense cytoplasm with nucleus and is covered by two distinct layers. We know that one. Inner layer is called the intine and the outer layer is called the exine. Intine is thin, uniform, and it is made up of, underline that one, pectin and hemicellulose, cellulose and callose together with the proteins. But how exine is made up of? Exine is thick and is made up of cellulose, sporopollenin, pollen kit. Already we have discussed that one. What are the contents of the pollen grains wall? That is exine mainly. The exine is not uniform and is thin at certain areas. Those thin areas are called the germ pores, through which pollen grains start to germinate, elongate, and it is called the furrows. So, not uniform. When these thin areas are small and round in shape, they are called the germ pores, but when it is elongated, they are called the furrows. It is associated with the germination of pollen grains. The sporopollenin is generally absent in germ pores. The surface of the exine is either smooth or sculptured. Sculptured means certain deposition will be present in certain definite arrangement, which is used in the plant identification and classification. What type of sculptures will be there? Maybe rod-like structures will be present on the exine, maybe grouped structures, maybe warty structure, maybe punctuate structures will be present, which is considered as an identifying character for the pollen grains and the plant also. Now next, study of pollen. Shape of the pollen grain varies from species to species. It may be globose, round in shape. It may be ellipsoid, elliptical in shape. May be fusiform, may be lobed, may be angular, or may be crescent shaped. Different shapes. Size of the pollen grains varies from 10 micrometers in Myosotis, underline the one more question, to 200 micrometers in members of the family Cucurbitaceae and Nyctaginaceae. So one more question, 200 micrometer shape size of the pollen grain will be nictogenaceae and cucurbitaceae, but 10 micrometers will be in myosotis. Now do you know inside the grey color box? Palynology is the study of pollen grains. Helps to identify, already I just now I told, to identify the distribution of coal and locate the oil fields. Pollen grains reflect the vegetation of an area. Liquid nitrogen, that is minus 196 degrees Celsius, is used to preserve pollen in very viable condition, active condition, for prolonged duration. For a long time we can preserve them in liquid nitrogen, and this technique is called the cryopreservation and is used to store pollen grains of economically important crops for breeding programs. Now the wall material, which is called the sporopollen in pollen kit, already we have told, is contributed by the both pollen, cytoplasm and tapetum. It is derived from carotenoids. Underline that what is the chemical nature. What is the function of this sporopollen? In 2 marks question, first one, it is resistant to physical and biological decomposition. Number 2, it helps to withstand high temperature and is resistant to strong acid, alkali and enzyme reaction. Third point, hence it preserves the pollen for long periods in fossil deposits. And fourth point, it also protects pollen during its journey from anther to stigma. And they will be moving from, and the pollination will be taking place. The sporopollen will protect the anther from its damage. Now pollen kit. What is the function of pollen kit? Pollen kit is contributed, already we have told, the pollen kit is contributed by the tapetum only. Tapetum. And colored yellow or orange, and is chiefly made up of carotenoids or flavonoids. Chemical nature, it is oily layer forming a thick viscous coating over pollen surface. It attracts insects and protects damage from UV radiation. That is the function of pollen kit. So sporopollen and pollen kit, which is derived, both are derived from tapetum, and their main function is to protect the pollen grains from different types of environmental factors or biological factors. Now next part, development of male gametophyte. We know that one. Male gametophyte is nothing but the male gametes will be produced. Microspore, one more question. Microspore is considered as the first cell of the male gametophyte, and it is haploid in nature. The development of male gametophyte takes place when they are inside the microsporangium, inside the anther lobe. The nucleus of the microspore divides to form a vegetative and a generative nucleus. A wall is formed around the generative nucleus, resulting in the formation of two unequal cells. That in the diagram we can see two unequal cells. One is larger cells, which is called the vegetative cell, and one is smaller cell, which is called the generative cell. At these two cell stage, unequal cells, the large irregular nucleus bearing abundant food is called the vegetative cell, and a small generative cell. At this two cell stage, the pollen grains are liberated from the anther. In some plants, generative cell again undergoes a division to form two male gametes. In these plants, the pollen is liberated in 3-cell stage, but 60% angiosperm pollen is liberated in 2-cell stage. So one more question, which cell stage the pollen grains will be liberated from the anther? Maximum cases 2-cell stage. Few plants only 3-cell stage the pollen grains will be liberated from the anther. Further the growth of the male gametophyte occurs only if the pollen reaches to the right stigma. The pollen on reaching to the stigma absorbs moisture and soils, and further development takes place. The intine grows as pollen tube through the germ pore. In case of pollen, is liberated in two-celled stage. The generative cell divides in the pollen into two male gametes or sperms after reaching to the stigma, or in the pollen tube before reaching to the embryo sac. The stages in the development of male gametophyte are shown in the figure already. That one old 10th standard question also we have discussed. Okay, thank you children.